So, as we all know, Chukusumling is a center dedicated, to the preservation and spreading of the teachings in the tradition of the ancient Nalanda monastery. So, as taught by the Nalanda Pandits. So, therefore, we are very pleased and that, over the next 10 days, Geshe-la will be teaching this text called Pramanavartika, a commentary by Acharya Dharmakirti on Acharya Dignagar's Pramana Samachaya. Yeah. In English, it's known as Compendium of Valid Cognition. So, both of whom are renowned scholars and pandits of the ancient Nalanda monastery. Yeah. So, these important texts on Buddhist logics and epistemology are still being studied today in our three great monasteries, Sera, Drepung, and Ganden, following the ancient Nalanda tradition. So, in fact, it is one of the 5 main subjects studied by the monks in their Geshe study program. So therefore, it is very rare for us, who are leading a very busy modern life, to have the opportunity to study these texts. Okay? And even more rare is to receive explanation of these teachings directly from Geshe-la. Whose practice and scholarly achievement is like a modern Nalanda Pandit. I think. Okay, then for those of you who may not be familiar with Geshe-la, so a brief biography of who Geshe-la is. So Geshe-la, Geshe Dorje Damdula, obtained his Lalamba degree, which is a PhD in Buddhist philosophy, in 2002 from Drepung Loseling Monastic Universities after 15 years of intensive formal studies in Buddhist philosophy at the Institute of Buddhist Dialectics, Dharamsala. Okay? And since 2005, Geshe-la was appointed and served as the translator and interpreter for His Holiness the 14th Dalai Lama, and at the same time involved in many written translations of text from Tibetan into English. Okay? And Geshe-la has written a number of important papers for national and international conferences held in Delhi University, Somaya University in Mumbai, Ramakrishna Mission Institute, and so forth. And some of the papers constitute topics like the paradox of brain and mind and the ultimate reality according to Ayya Nagarjuna. As one of Geshe-la's interests lies in the relation between Buddhism and science, Geshe-la has participated in many conferences on Buddhism and science, Life and Mind Institute meetings, dialogues between His Holiness, the Dalai Lama, and Western scientists around the world. In 2010, Geshe-la was appointed as the director of Tibet House, the cultural center of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, which is based in New Delhi. Despite his busy schedule, Geshe-la continues to give regular lectures and leads philosophy classes in Tibet House and many other places like universities and institutes. He also travels widely within India and abroad to teach Buddhist philosophy, psychology, logic, and lead retreats. So our center, Chukusumling, is indeed very fortunate to be connected to Geshe-la. And Geshe-la has visited and taught at our center on many, many occasions, almost every year since 2010, or maybe 2010. And due to Geshe-la's great kindness, just in this year alone, Geshe-la has already visited and taught us twice. Once in March for about 3 days, and just a few months ago in early July, I think spending about 1 week teaching many important topics and subjects like wisdom, bodhicitta, and emptiness. So therefore, we are very honored and fortunate that Geshe-la has kindly agreed again to teach at the center, to share with us his understanding and profound knowledge of Buddhist philosophy and practice. So we thank him for being so compassionate in taking time off from his busy schedule to spend the next 10 days with us. So therefore, we hope that all of you here, especially those who have registered, to take as much opportunity as possible to study this text with Geshe-la. And without further ado, I present to you Geshe Dorje Damdula, and before that we will do some prayers. So please, we are using this book, this blue prayer book from Tibet House that they brought all the way from New Delhi, this text. Yes, okay.
Okay. As a part of this preliminary prayers for this program, for this class, setting a proper motivation, that is so important. Setting a proper motivation, which involves 3 things. One is the refuge field. Just visualize Buddha Shakyamuni, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Aranigarjuna, Acharya Chandrakirti, Bodhisattva Shantideva, and then the Acharya Dignaga, Acharya Dharmakirti. Just imagine, you may not be able to see everyone so clearly, but imagine that all these great beings, all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and precisely Acharya Dignaga and Acharya Dharmakirti, who are going to be the 2 main figures whose insights and whose legacies we're going to study together here for the next 10 days. Just visualize them. And they're surrounded by all other Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Then the bodhicitta field, visualize your 2 kind parents on the 2 sides. Your mother on your right side, your father on your left side, all your family members around you, and all other dear mother sentient beings around you, leaving none aside. And the purpose of this practice is finally to become awakened, to become fully awakened the way the Buddha Shakyamuni did. So this light of the awakening, you experience it, and that you're able to share this with all other dear mother sentient beings the way the Buddha Shakyamuni did. And the perfect seed of this awakening is within each one of us. And you imagine that these 10 days, the purpose is finally to awaken this seed of awakening, the seed of Buddha nature, present within myself. And imagine, all sentient beings, particularly your 2 kind parents, all of family members, all sentient beings are joining you in this practice, and imagine that you are leading this practice. You are leading this practice, you are leading this class to inspire all the dear mother sentient beings to follow this path of Gade Gade, Para Gade, Para Samgade, Bodhi Swaha. Okay, with that in mind, let's turn to page 3 of the prayer book. Page 3 of the prayer book. Imagine all sentient beings are joining you. Let's say this stanza together. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel the perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel the perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. Enthused by great compassion, you taught the Immaculate Dharma to dispel the perverted views. To you, the Buddha Gautama, I pay homage. independent origination. There is no ceasing, no arising, no annihilation, no permanence, no coming, no going, no separateness, and no sameness. I prostrate to the consummate Buddha, a supreme among all teachers, the one who taught this peace, which is free of elaborations. I prostrate to the mothers of the Buddhas and of the hearers and Bodhisattvas, who through the knowledge of all these hearers seeking pacification to complete peace, who through knowledge of past courses those have been migrators to achieve the aims of the world, and through possession of omniscience, the subduer set forth the varieties having all aspects. Okay, this mantra we will sing together. Some of you who were present during the last teaching, you know this, and others can just listen to it and slowly join with us. We'll say this 3 times together. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te shantathagato hyavatat te shanchayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te shantathagato hyavatat te shanchayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam hetum te shantathagato hyavatat te shamchayo nirodha evam vati mahashramanaye swaha. Okay, we continue reading the meaning of the mantra. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation of causes as well is taught by the great seer. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge until I am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, and the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Inspired by wisdom and compassion, today in the Buddha's presence, I generate the mind of full awakening for the benefit of all sentient beings. Okay, now let's turn to page 7, the Heart Sutra. As we recite the Heart Sutra, we should know a few points, the salient points on the basis of which the Heart Sutra came into being. One is that the basic scenario where the Buddha Shakyamuni was on the teaching, on the sitting throne, and then he was just immersed into emptiness, immersed in ultimate reality, into deep samadhi. And then on his right side is the Bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, who is also just being so contemplative into the ultimate reality, emptiness. And to his left side is Arahat Shariputra. Arahat Shariputra, who was sitting there, and the Buddha Shakyamuni, while being immersed into emptiness, into the samadhi, deep samadhi, he inspired, he blessed Shariputra, inspiring him to stand up and ask the question to Avalokiteshvara. Although Shariputra, he did not need any answer to this question. He knew the answer already. But then, on behalf of all the sentient beings who seek to become enlightened, who are the aspirants of becoming enlightened, who are the aspirants of the path to Gade Gade, Paragade, Parasamgade Bodhiswaham. So Shariputra asked Avalokiteshvara as to what should be the path to be followed by those aspirants, those fortunate beings, the daughters and the sons of the lineage, meaning the beings, the boys and girls, or everyone whether boys or girls, who want to follow through this path to become fully enlightened, to seek the greatest happiness for oneself, and to give this greatest maximum happiness for all other sentient beings. So this is the scenario. With that, then Avalokiteshvara gave the whole discourse, lengthy discourse, and as to how one aspirant should follow this path. So that path is the path of the wisdom of emptiness. Then, after giving this lengthy discourse and how to see everything is dreamlike, how to view all phenomena as dreamlike, only then, just as you are in dream, there's so much of fear in you, so much of turbulence in your mind, say at times so much of craving, attachment, so forth, and the next moment there's so much of fear and so forth. Then you are just being fluctuated, tossed between the emotions of happiness and pain and fears. Then somebody wakes you up and all this fear dissolves, knowing that what was happening all while you were fast asleep was nothing but your mental creation, which means from the object side it was just empty. The moment you discover that everything is just empty, then the fear dissolves. Likewise, this is how Avalokiteshvara explained as to how everything is empty from the object side. They're all like dream. And then further he said that this understanding, this insight is the gateway which was followed by all the past Buddhas, which is being followed by all the present Buddhas, and which will be followed by all the future Buddhas. In short, this understanding, how everything is dreamlike, this is the gateway, only gateway through which any Buddhas, past, present, future, should traverse along. Okay. Then Buddha Shakyamuni, he arose from the meditative state, and then he commented on Avalokiteshvara's answer, saying that answers given by Avalokiteshvara is just the right and the perfect ways and means for the aspirants to seek their path to enlightenment. And then the Buddha, having said that, then all the attendees, like the bodhisattvas, all the arhats, and everyone there, and including the yakshas, asuras, and everyone, they were so confident, they became so confident that now we have to follow the path as indicated by Avalokiteshvara, which in turn was approved by the Buddha Shakyamuni. So this is what is Heart Sutra about. And then the subject matter of all the Heart Sutra was simply put together in the form of mantra, the perfect mantra, Tiyatha Om Gade Gade Paragade Parasamgade Bodhi Soham. So as we recite this mantra, so we need to know the meaning. Gade Gade, the first two parts, Paragade, part of seeing, Parasangade, part of meditation, Bodhisoha, part of normal learning. So these are the 5 paths through which we have to traverse to get to the Buddhahood. And then as you recite this mantra, imagine that you are just taking your mother, father, all family members, all sentient beings along with you towards the Buddhahood as inspired by Buddha Shakyamuni. So this is how we should be reciting the Heart Sutra, and particularly as we recite the Heart Sutra, the points which I indicated, make sure that you don't miss those points. If you miss those points, then as you read the Heart Sutra, you may say it's just like ordinary dialogue. So in true sense, no, it is a very precious dialogue, and this is in fact a dialogue to inspire us as to how I should be following the path. So this is what we should be keeping in mind. Okay, with that in mind, let's recite from page 7. I prostrate to the Arya Tubal gem. Thus did I hear at one time the Bhagavan was dwelling on Masavalcha's mountain in Rajgriha together with a great community of monks and a great community of bodhisattvas. At that time, the Bhagavan was absorbed in the concentration on the categories of phenomena called profound illumination. Also at that time, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Avalokiteshvara, looked upon the very practice of the profound illumination of wisdom and beheld those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Then through the power of the Buddha, the Venerable Shariputra said this to the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Avalokiteshvara: how should any child of the lineage train who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom? He said that, and a Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Avalokiteshvara, said this to the Venerable Sharitvatiputra: Shariputra, any son of the lineage or daughter of the lineage who wishes to practice the activity of the profound perfection of wisdom should look upon it like this, correctly and repeatedly, beholding those five aggregates also as empty of inherent nature. Form is empty, emptiness is form, emptiness is not other than form, form is also not other than emptiness. In the same way, fading, discrimination, composition factors, and consciousness are empty. Shariputra, likewise all phenomena are emptiness, without characteristic, unproduced, unceased, stainless, not without stain, not deficient, not fulfilled. Shariputra, therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no fading, no discrimination, no composition factors, no consciousness, no eye, no ear, no nose, no tongue, no body, no mind, no visual form, no sound, no odor, no taste, no object of touch, and no phenomenon. There is no I element, and so on up to and including no mind element and no mental consciousness element. There is no ignorance, no extinction of ignorance, and so on up to and including no aging and death and no extinction of aging and death. Similarly, there is no suffering, origination, cessation, and path. There is no exalted wisdom, no attainment, and also no non-attainment. Shariputra, therefore, because there is no attainment, Bodhisattvas rely on and dwell in the perfection of wisdom, the mind without obscuration, thus without fear. Having completely passed beyond error, they reach the end point of nirvana. All the Buddhas who dwell in the three times also manifestly complete awaken to unsurpassable, perfect and complete enlightenment in reliance on the perfection of wisdom. Therefore, the mantra of perfection of wisdom, the mantra of great knowledge, unsurpassed mantra, the mantra equal to the unequaled, the mantra that thoroughly pacifies all suffering, should be known as truth, since it is not false. The mantra of perfection of wisdom is declared, Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Shariputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, should train in the profound perfection of wisdom like that. Then the Bhagavan arose from that concentration and commanded the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Avalokiteshvara, saying, well said, son of the lineage, it is like that, it is like that. One should practice the profound perfection of wisdom just as you have indicated. Even the Tathagatas rejoice. The Bhagavan, having thus spoken, the Venerable Sharitvatiputra, the Bodhisattva Mahasattva, Avalokiteshvara, those surrounding the entirety, along with the world of gods, humans, asuras, and Gandharvas, were overjoyed and highly praised as spoken by the Bhagavan. Okay, this mantra is the same mantra. We're going to recite it 7 times in tune. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Deyatha Om Gade Gade Para Gade Para Sam Gade Bodhi Swaha. Okay, the page then we continue reading. by the teachings of the three supreme jewels, possessing the power of the truth, may in and outer hindrances be transformed, may they be dispelled, may they be non-existent, may they be pacified, may all negative forces opposed to Dharma be completely pacified, may the host of 80,000 obstacles be pacified, may we be separated from problems and harmful conditions to Dharma, may all enjoyments be in accord with the Dharma, may there be auspiciousness and perfect happiness here and now. Okay. Now what we'll do is that since that this is day one, the Buddha's teachings is all grounded on compassion. So what we'll do is that we'll start this practice with the first two immeasurables, practice of the first two immeasurables. Immeasurable loving kindness and immeasurable compassion. The text which we are studying, I'm going to speak a little longer about the text a little later. So this text is so precious, and you'll slowly come to know that we're very fortunate that we're all studying this text together. And as explained by Venerable Meru Rabtenla, that this text is one of the key texts which is being studied by the monastics, the monastic scholars. For myself, it's not that whole year we study this. We spend about 1 to 2 months a year. So that way, I spent about, I think, maybe if not, at least 5-6 years this text, and we're expecting to finish this within 10 days. Okay, it doesn't matter. The thing is that this is why I'm saying that we are very fortunate. Otherwise, hardly we will see this text being studied by people like ourselves who are busy in household chores, then with your job and whatnot. Okay, with that in mind, just imagine that we all have our parents. We all have our parents, and see that our parents are with you. Our parents are with you, and all your family members, all sentient beings are with you. And imagine that you are just letting them take part in this very precious study of the great legacy of Acharya Dharmakirti. Okay, with that in mind, just reinforce the visualization of Buddha Shakyamuni, Aranigarjuna, Acharya Chandrakirti, Bodhisattva Shantideva, Acharya Atishatibankara Shri Jnana, and then Acharya Dignaga, the father of the Buddhist logic and a great saint, Acharya Dharmakirti, the author of the text which we are studying for the next 10 days. And then in front of you, His Holiness the Dalai Lama, and all of them surrounded by all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And yourself surrounded by two kind parents. So this is the best way by which you can repay the kindness of two kind parents, just by including them in this visualization, in this practice, in this class. And all the family members around you and all dear sentient beings, leaving none aside. Okay, with that in mind, this is going to be more like a guided meditation on the first two immeasurables of the four. First one is immeasurable loving kindness. Just let your mind flow in the wordings of my instruction, and where necessary, just make sure that try your best to invoke the various experiences as being guided alone. Okay, the first one, immeasurable loving kindness. How good would it be that all my dear mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. May all my dear mother sentient beings be endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. I will take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are endowed with happiness and the causes of happiness. You are making such a courageous commitment. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you are making such a courageous commitment, they are intensely happy, they are intensely proud of you, and this pride and happiness invokes their compassionate, omniscient minds to send forth nectars and very soothing lights towards you and all dear mother sentient beings. The mere touch of the lights and the nectars with the bodies and beings of yours instills in all happinesses and the causes of happiness primarily consisting of bodhicitta and the wisdom of emptiness. And you witnessing that such a miracle is happening to us all the dear mother sentient beings, you are intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Next, immeasurable compassion. How good would it be that all my dear mother sentient beings are freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. The cause of suffering primarily consisting of self-grasping ignorance and self-centered attitude. May all my dear mother sentient beings be freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. I will take the responsibility that all my dear mother sentient beings are freed from suffering and the causes of suffering. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, witnessing that you are making such a courageous commitment, they're intensely happy, they're intensely proud of you. The way the mother feels so proud of her eldest daughter, eldest son, making commitment to the mother, saying, "Oh mother, you have done everything for us. Now I'm already grown up. Mother, please take rest. I will take care of all my siblings." Imagine how proud, how happy your mother will feel for the first time in her life. Tears rolling down her cheeks. This is exactly what is happening to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Seeing that you are making such a courageous commitment, they are intensely proud, they are intensely happy of you. And this happiness and the pride that they feel invokes the compassionate, omniscient minds to send forth nectars, very soothing lights towards you and all dear mother sentient beings. The mere touch of the lights and the nectars with the bodies and beings yours frees the beings and washes away all the miseries and the causes of the miseries from the mind and the bodies of beings in yours. And you witnessing such a miracle is happening to us all the dear mother sentient beings, you are intensely happy. Take 3 deep breaths, sigh with relief. Just abide in this experience of this unconditional love for a while. Unconditional love for all dear mother sentient beings. Okay, now with folded hands, I will say a line, and with folded hands, we'll all say this 3 times to make a commitment of bodhicitta. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. May I become Buddha for the benefit of all my dear mother sentient beings. Abide in this courageous commitment of bodhicitta for a while. Okay, imagine that this bodhicitta which you have generated now, it transforms into a small, spotlessly clean moon disk, horizontally sitting at your heart. Okay. The next one, how will you become Buddha? You made a great courageous commitment to become Buddha, but how are you going to become Buddha? Or it is through cleansing my mind. The final Buddha nature is within myself, within each and every sentient being, within myself. And it needs to be cleansed of the mental defilements. And given that all mental defilements are rooted to ignorance, and the subtle stains of the ignorance need to be cleansed with the help of the wisdom of emptiness. What is the wisdom of emptiness? Wisdom of emptiness is the wisdom of the discerning mind, whose apprehension of the reality, his apprehension of the object, tallies with the reality. What is the reality? The reality is, as indicated by the Buddha Shakyamuni, as a part of the third seal of the four seals of the Buddha's teachings. Third seal, which says, everything is of the nature of emptiness and selflessness, which means that everything is dreamlike. Objectively, everything is empty. There is no selfhood from the object side. Everything is like dream. So this is what we need to remember. Okay, as Aranigarjuna indicated, the self or the person is not the earth element, nor the water element, nor the fire element, nor the air element, not space, not consciousness, not all of them. Where is the person out of those? Just imagine that what are you doing? I'm meditating. How does this self or the person appear to your mind? Objectively or like dream? Oh, objectively. This is the greatest misconception. This is the ignorance. How do we know that this is ignorance? If it does exist objectively, then as Aranigarjuna stated in Ranavali, if the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? If the mirage were to be water, why not those close by the mirage see water? Likewise, if this person, who I think as meditating, if this self were to exist objectively, why not I see this self as I go closer to its object? Contrary to finding this self objectively, it disappears. Just think about the element of the earth, the solid part that you have, the skeleton, the flesh, the heart, the lungs, and so forth. None of these is you. Just remove all of them, which are not you. Then the blood is left, pumped in and out by the heart. That is also not you. Remove that. Then the element of the fire, the body heat. You are seen by others, but the body heat cannot be seen by others, only can be sensed when others touch your body. Even the body heat, element of fire is also not you. Take it away. Element of air, the air which you breathe in and out through your nose, even that is also not you. Take that away. Element of space. Our body is made of 99% space. Our body is made of millions and billions of atoms, and the majority of what constitutes the atom is space. So our body is essentially made of space. If the space is also not me, space is empty in nature, I'm a solid person. Take this away. What is left now? The mind is left. Even the element of consciousness or the mind is also not you. You are a girl, you are a boy. Whereas the mind does not have a gender. The gender is posited on the basis of the body. So even the element of mind, element of consciousness is also not you. Take this away. What is left now? It's just nothing is left there. Nothing is left there. So from the object side, nothing is there. Abide in this experience for a while. Although this is not really the very defined understanding of emptiness, but this is what will take you towards the understanding of emptiness or the meditation of emptiness. Just abide in this experience. What is left there now? Where is this person meditating? No, it's empty. Nothing is left there. Nothing is left there. Just abide in this experience for a while. And this wisdom of emptiness, slowly transform it in the form of a spotlessly clean white Vajra, thumb-sized white Vajra, vertically sitting on the moon disk at your heart. This moon disk, which is bodhicitta or the conventional bodhicitta, That is the final remedy to overcome the self-centered attitude. And the Vajra, which is the wisdom of emptiness, or the ultimate bodhicitta, that is the final remedy to overcome the self-grasping ignorance. So with these two, it is guaranteed that all your mental defilements, mental stains will be gotten rid of. And then the Buddha nature will simply shine forth brilliantly to make you the omniscient one, the Buddha, the reliable guide, to lead all dear mother sentient beings towards the greatest happiness, and yourself experiencing the greatest happiness. With that in mind, this moon in the Vajra set that you visualize to your heart, imagine that it multiplies infinite number of times. And share one with your mother at her heart, one with your father, one with each one of your family members, with each one of dear mother sentient beings, with each and every single dear mother sentient being in the entire universe. Now imagine that the same moon in Vajra set is at the heart of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And you doing this practice, the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they are so happy, intensely proud and happy about you doing this. And because of which the moon and Vajra that they have becomes also, they multiply infinite number of times and descend in barrages, descend to merge with the one that you visualize at your heart and the hearts of all dear mother sentient beings, to stabilize, to merge, to stabilize, and to bless the Vajra moon which you have cultivated now. This practice known as Thamje Ninjurgi Semkyepa, or generating the mind of consummate yoga. This practice, if you can do on a daily basis, between 5 to 15 minutes, this would be the greatest extraction of the meaning of your life. Okay.